So ever since the nationwide pre-dawn raids that happened at 93 different locations across 15 states in total, and in total secrecy, that resulted in the arrest of top leadership of this radical Islamist organization, the Popular Front of India, the cadre have been on the rampage. And you're looking at those images, hurling petrol bombs, targeting public property. But were some states actually permitting the PFI to run riot? Vote bank politics above national security. And is this a show of strength of the PFI before it turns India into an Islamic state? Remember the Phulwari Sharif document, and we'll talk about this in greater detail on the broadcast. I'm Gaurav Sawant. As always, let's get started with the headlines on India First. Rajasthan Congress split wide open. Ashok Gehlot digs his heels in as the camp refuses Sachin Pilot as Chief Minister. All eyes now on Sonia Gandhi as the party observers recommend disciplinary action. Centre's digital strike on fake news. Information and Broadcasting Ministry asks YouTube to down 45 videos from 10 channels aimed at spreading hatred amongst religious communities. External Affairs Minister takes a dig at the US over the decision to send F-16 sustainment package to Pakistan. Dr. Jaishankar says US enabling Pak to resist counter-terror operations. India Today confronts Bollywood actor Jacqueline Fernandez in court. The actor evades questions on her link with conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar. The Bollywood diva has been granted interim bail. Apple starts manufacturing iPhone 14 in India in the Foxconn plant near Chennai. The tech giant wants to move 25% of its entire iPhone production line to India by 2025. Big story coming in. The Maharashtra anti-terror squad has said the RSS headquarters in Nagpur and several top BJP leaders are on the target of Islamist organization Popular Front of India. Members of the Popular Front of India have plans to collect information about the movement of top RSS leaders during the annual Dussehra event organized by the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh in different parts of the country. And this revelation comes just a week after the National Investigation Agency and the Enforcement Directorate, along with the Central Reserve Police Force and several state police forces, raided those associated with the PFI in 15 different states and arrested 106 PFI activists, cadre and supporters. On this big story, I want to quickly cut across to India Today's Shiv Arur. Shiv, barely a couple of days after those raids and after information started coming in, these are huge revelations that come in from the Maharashtra ATS.
That's right, Gaurav. This takes things entirely to the next level. Remember, the glare on the PFI has been on for many years now. In the last few months, it has been particularly intense, starting with the hijab protests, then the protests following the prophet remark by Nupur Sharma, the CA protests last year, the Ghazwa-e-Hind conspiracy in Patna, the training school under the guise of a karate school in Telangana. Several such incidents have been linked directly, to the PFI or some of its affiliates, and are active investigations by the NIA. But for the Maharashtra anti-terror squad to now come out and say that there were actual terror-style plans by the PFI against selected targets, including the RSS headquarters and possible senior functionaries, for which the PFI planned to, collect information during the upcoming Dussehra event, is very unsettling. It is possibly part of an overall effort, Gaurav, to build a final case, for the government, both at the state level as well as the centre, to finally bring into effect a ban on the PFI that has been so elusive so far. For shape-shifting political considerations, local compulsions, etc. A total ban on the PFI has been totally elusive for many, many years now, despite many states, including the poll-bound Karnataka government, constantly asking for a ban on the PFI. So whether what the Maharashtra ATS is saying will finally provide that last push before a ban comes into effect is anybody's guess. But it looks like the shadow of that ban has just gotten very, very dark, and it's possibly inevitable going forward now.
Shiv, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. Will this radical Islamist organization, the Popular Front of India, be banned remains the big question, and if so, by when? From Tamil Nadu to Kerala, this radical outfit, its cadre, its supporters, activists, they've gone on a violent rampage, and they target RSS and BJP workers and leaders. The attacks have transitioned into blatant calls for violence from another radical outfit, the SDPI. Many argue that's a front for the Popular Front of India. The BJP has hit back at these attacks. In fact, JP Nadu, BJP president, has gone to the extent of saying that Kerala is becoming a hotbed and a hotspot for terror and fringe element. The DMK, of course, remains defiant. We bring you this report.
In a matter of 4 days, this is the violence that has been unleashed in Tamil Nadu. Kanyakumari, Madurai, Tambaram, Coimbatore, Kunyamuttur. These are just a handful of petrol bombs attacks on BJP and RSS functionaries reported in the state, all prompted by the crackdown on PFI by the NIA. With homes of their cadre being targeted with bombs across the state, the Tamil Nadu BJP has sought Home Minister Amit Shah's intervention.
In 19 places, petrol bombs or property damage or office attacks has happened. What is very unfortunate in the whole episode is the way the government of Tamil Nadu is handling this whole process. Not even a single condemnation from the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
But despite the shocking crimes in Tamil Nadu, the DMK government is in denial.
This is Murasoli, the mouthpiece of DMK, where in the last page there have been 12 news articles that Murasoli claims is taken from the internet, and it actually suggests that these 12 crimes from nearly 2 years period, only BJP, RSS and Hindu Munani Netas have committed such petrol bomb crimes in the past because for political gains, and Murasoli is now showing probably that the Tamil Nadu police should go ahead and probe in such an angle, thereby kind of saying that this could be an inside job.
Sometimes when the people were harassed, they attack. See, this government is misusing NIA, the act is there, but it is misused. Government will take care of law and order situation. It is taking care of the law and order situation now. See, only after BJP's entry that such things are happening.
It's a similar situation in Kerala, where days after violence rocked the state, targeted attacks have been reported on RSS functionaries. The PFI's political wing, SDPI, is resorting to open calls for violence with zero fear of the law.
നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പോപ്പുലർ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യ ഭയമാണ്. ഇരുളിന്റെ മറവിൽ ഞങ്ങളുടെ പ്രവർത്തകരെ നിങ്ങൾ വേട്ടയാടുമ്പോൾ പകൽ വെളിച്ചത്തിൽ 10 സെക്കൻഡിൽ നിങ്ങളെ ഞങ്ങൾ കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യുമെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം.
The BJP is now demanding answers from the left government and accusing the Vijayan government of vote bank politics.
These organizations should have been dealt in the same way how our government dealt with the terrorist organizations in Kashmir and other parts like the Indian Mujahideen, etc., how they were dealt with. But unfortunately, the repeated governments of Kerala were reluctant to do so because they were influenced by the thought of Muslim organized vote bank.
With the violence that's been unleashed and several PFI as well as SDPI workers being held, the agenda of this radical outfit is crystal clear. and it's leading to now a growing chorus for a ban on PFI. With Pramod Madhav in Chennai and Shibi Mol in Thiruvananthapuram, Bureau Report, India Today.
Those images of arson, those images of violence and vandalism, is this a show of strength by this radical Islamist outfit? Arrest leaders and the cadre will hurl petrol bombs and threaten to disrupt peace. And why is this even being permitted? All those who think they can get away by taking law in their hands, the question is, why are they not in jail? Joining me on India First is Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, someone who's dealt with radical Islamist outfits. Shubh Ashtra is a political analyst and Shoaib Jamai is a respected Islamic scholar. And I want to begin by asking you, Mr. Jamai, is this some kind of a show of strength as mentioned in that Phulwari Sharif document of the Popular Front of India? The aim, turn India into an Islamist state by 2047. Before that, pick up every opportunity so that the state knows the power of such Islamists. Is that what is happening, sir?
No, I think between BJP, RSS and PFI, there is a love and hate story going on. On the ideological front, they are very same. On the other perspective, that once wanted India to become an extremist Islamist country, another wanted India to be an extremist Hindutva country. So on that basis, you can say they were foes, and these attacks between RSS and PFI, even before in Kerala, we have seen RSS was involved in bomb attacks, PFI was involved in counter attacks. In Bengal also we have seen. So there is nothing to do between Hindu and Muslim communities, specifically between two fringe elements, two fringe organizations which are responsible for widespread violence in the country.
I want to understand, are you giving some kind of an intellectual cover fire to a radical Islamist outfit? But let me take this to Shurashtra. Shurashtra, is this a PFI show of strength? And respond, ma'am, if you would, to Shoaib Jamai saying it's RSS doing one thing, PFI responding to that.
Gaurav ji, thank you for inviting me to this show. I don't want to respond to people who make preposterous claims and who have no idea of how both the organizations function. I don't think any document by the RSS or any document by any ideological outfit of the RSS has ever talked about, Hinduization of India by XYZ 2047 or whatever. I also don't think that professors like T.J. Joseph, their hands have been severed off, chopped off. Or why just Professor T.J. Joseph? There have been so many cases across the length and breadth of Kerala in which PFI has been involved. I mean, the state government has, come up with reports like that. I don't think any analyst or any scholar worth their salt would try to equate the RSS with the PFI. There's a serious charge against PFI that has been levied ever since, it came to light in 2010. It's not a one-off incident. It's not a one-off case. There have been so many cases of Islamic radicalization, and I'm sure, the DGP here will shed light on the whole business of Islamic fundamentalism and PFI and the role of PFI there. There is no such document or there is no such event.
Is this the intellectual cover fire, and is this what we need to guard against, Mr. Vikram Singh? I want to understand the real nation breakers, if I may, and this is where the Phulwari Sharif document of the PFI, according to Bihar police, gives details. Sir, you are well aware of that document. What is your take, one, on PFI cadre resorting to violence and arson on the streets, and Mr. Jamai, a respected Islamic scholar, drawing parallels, or do you think it's a false parallel with the RSS, sir?
Mr. Gaurav, let me tell you once and for all that the nation requires to deal it with an iron fist. These are goons, and this is not the first time that we have dealt with goons. We have given a befitting reply to all the anti-national elements who have surfaced in the last 35 years. And all of them are now extinct. And those that are prospering like growth of mushrooms during the rainy season do so because of the complicity of the state governments. Whether it was Phulwari Sharif or whether it is Kerala or whether it is Tamil Nadu, let me tell you once and for all that nobody can fight the might of the state. The PFI have prospered because somebody was breathing oxygen into them and to the systems. That is why they were allowed to collect 120 crores in their bank accounts and 120 crores through crowdfunding. And all absolutely ill-gotten wealth. Now coming to the false equivalence, obviously there can be no comparison. When I say I will never take the name of RSS, BJP, Congress or any party, whoever has transgressed the rule of law will be dealt with within the ambit of law. And under these circumstances, nobody has a right to use any community or any name of any religious book or any other thing. If they have transgressed the rule of law, there can be no false equivalence, whether it's the RSS, whether it's the PFI, with anybody. They shall be and would be taken to task. But throwing petrol bombs, saying we will finish you in 10 seconds, well, let us see who will finish whom. You not seem to be aware that the might of the state, when it comes down like a ton of bricks on you, you'll forget what Jack Robinson spells like. Do not challenge the state.
Interesting. You should point that out, sir. And Mr. Shoaib Jamai, I want to understand this from you. Does a radical Islamist organization like PFI, does PFI actually represent Indian Muslims? Why would a respected Islamic scholar like Shoaib Jamai stand up in defense of a radical Islamist outfit that's breaking buses or hurling petrol bombs, sir?
Space nahi hai, seedhe yahin pe hai.
You are trying to paint me with some nefarious picture, but I am very much vocal against the PFI and RSS and Bajrang Dal and VHP with the same equal force and in the same echo.
So you're not standing with the PFI. That's heartening to hear. Go on, sir.
Yes, I am very much agree with my fellow panelists, DGP Vikram Singh ji, that we should take stern action against all the nefarious activities or those who infringes the law of the land. But let me respond to my another fellow panelist, Subrashtra, when she says that there is no evidence or proof that the other Hindutva elements or the affiliatory groups of the RSS were involved in such kind of activity. Let me give you one example. In Maharashtra, Nanded, Yashwant Shinde has given a affidavit in the court of the Nanded and said that the RSS were involved in the bomb-making training camp in the 3 places of the Maharashtra, and it was given in the written format with the affidavit. And this Yashwant Shinde was the same RSS functionary in which house the bomb blast went off 16 years ago. And who were those?
Sir, do you see anyone defending? Do you see anyone defending that? Do you see anyone defending that? I don't understand. I don't understand why would a Shoaib Jamai or these chaps who are out on the streets with petrol bombs come up in defense? That is it religion? Just because they follow the same religion as you will stand up for somebody who's trying to burn down our country. Why? That's the point I want to understand.
Gaurav, either I am a Muslim or something, I absolutely not going to defend PFI or any other kind of activities of the
No, then why draw false equivalence or any equivalence? Let the police take action in whatever case. Why this Amitabh Bachchan ki diwar ki line, jao pehle usse sign kara ke lao, jao pehle usse sign kara ke lao. That's not the way the law of the land functions.
Intentionally, I am trying to drawing a parallel because we have to
or you are trying to give cover fire. You are trying to give cover fire to a radical Islamist organization, and is it because of religion? But let me take that to Subhashra also. Subhashra, why target the PFI? Because the fact remains, where is the proof? Where is the proof that PFI is a terror gang, as has been claimed by many, madam?
Gaurav, I think a lot of state governments who are not run by RSS functionaries or BJP functionaries or any, has any association with the right wing, those state governments have actually submitted reports after reports implicating the PFI with terror-linked activities. Kerala has submitted a report. Tamil Nadu submitted a report. I think Andhra Pradesh and Telangana also has reports on the PFI. These are all state governments who are absolutely, Jharkhand as well. So at the end of the day, when all these state governments are coming up with reports after reports talking about PFI's nefarious links, we also see a strand of Islamic radicalization going on in these areas. Jharkhand is sitting on a hotbed of Islamic radicalization as we speak. There are areas and districts specifically in Jharkhand which are, where cases are being reported almost on a daily basis. Why do we not then link it to the PFI? My question is very simple, and this has nothing to do with any government per se. You are very right in asking where is the proof. In fact, the central government and these state governments should put up their might together, collect all kinds of evidence which is available, and there are plenty in the public domain. Go after PFI, ban the organization. We were kids when we used to learn about these incidents
at various levels. Because Dr. Vikram Singh, I want to take the example of Siddiq Kappan, for example. The Supreme Court granted Siddiq Kappan bail despite the government's case that he was an agent provocateur for terror gang. But sir, where is the corroborative evidence that this is a terror gang and that he's an agent who was trying to provoke tension in Hathras? That evidence seems to be lacking.
Kappan, I believe, Mr. Gaurav, that our case went by default. Do you feel it's natural for a person from Kerala, who generally probably would not visit any part of Uttar Pradesh, comes with inflammatory material, also armed, does not know the local dialect, and also has material pertaining to the PFI and the SDPI? Is it natural? We welcome every journalist to come and raise issues that pertain to misgovernance and atrocity on any woman. What happened in Hathras was a tragedy. But we do not allow people, and we must not allow people to fish in troubled waters. We are a vibrant democracy. If you have any reservations about the investigation which I had, and I spoke on your channel, I also had reservations about the way it was handled. But the fact of the matter is, I would be the last person to permit any agent provocateur to come and make a mess of the law and order situation. And to that extent, I think Kappan did not get any relief from any court. And Kappan even today has not been acquitted of charges. Gauravji, he is just out on bail and does not absolve him of all the charges that are leveled against him. He's just out on bail. Nevertheless, I would fault the UP government and the police for not pursuing the case with the same vigor as they had pursued in the trial court and also in the High Court. I wish they had put their best foot forward in the Supreme Court also.
Fair enough. I've run out of time on this part of the debate, but the fact remains, radical elements, you need to go after them with an iron fist, because our society needs to be free of such elements. A lot of claims are being made. They need to be proven in courts of law. I now want to shift focus to the other big story we're tracking out in India today, and that's the anti-hijab protests that have been raging on in Iran for the past 10 days. So far, more than 40 people have been killed in these demonstrations. Now, 20-year-old Hadith Najafi, her images went viral as the ponytail girl. She's been shot dead. She took 6 bullets in her chest, face and neck because she didn't want to wear a hijab, and they tried for freedom from hijab.
Called the ponytail girl, Hadith Najafi went viral after she posted a video of herself tying her blonde hair before joining an anti-hijab protest in Iran. She was one of the many women who have been protesting for 10 days and counting. Since the death of 22-year-old Masa Amini, who died in police custody after she was beaten for defying hijab rules. Hadith Najafi too has now been shot dead. She took 6 bullets in the chest, face and neck. Officially, at least 41 people have died in Iran in a countrywide pushback against the country's conservative laws, which mean women have to wear a hijab when in public. In another viral video, sister of one of the men who died in protest cut her hair at her brother's funeral. Women have been filmed cutting their hair and burning their headscarves to the cheers of men and women across Iran and the world. a Persian version of the 19th century Italian protest folk song Bella Ciao in support of anti-hijab protesters has also flooded the internet. In response to the dissent, the Iranian government attempted to implement a nationwide internet shutdown, with services like Instagram and WhatsApp also disabled. Social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter and YouTube have been blocked for years. As Iranian women fight against the hijab, in India, protests broke out at a girls' school in Kozhikode, Kerala, where Muslim student bodies held a demonstration demanding that girls be allowed to wear hijab in school. The showdown escalated outside Providence Girls Higher Secondary School in Kozhikode after a Class 11 hijab-wearing student was allegedly not allowed entry. Bleeding Iranians are crying, hijab is not a choice. Has Iran silenced hijab hypocrites in India? Bureau Report, India Today.
In Iran, where women are actually facing bullets, they say hijab is not a choice. That is all I have for you on India First this evening. Many thanks for watching.